This video takes you through the first 3 slices of our Swiss cheese strategy of COVID safety and mitigation procedures. First, vaccination. Massanutten Springs does not require, but highly recommends that all those eligible and attending in-person 2021 events as chaperones, participants, or leaders be fully vaccinated before arrival. We realize this may not be possible in all cases and will not be possible for children and many youth this summer, but vaccination is still a very key part of our overall strategy. 2 and 3, screening and testing. For each overnight program involving children and youth, the Commonwealth of Virginia requires either a screening form be completed on each participant for the 14 days prior to arrival with limited contact with those outside the immediate family, or a negative PCR test to be received by Massanutten Springs taking no sooner than 7 days prior to arrival for your event. As our primary mitigation strategy, Massanutten Springs is choosing testing rather than screening and has engaged diligent urgent care to administer PCR tests to each participant prior to arrival. We'll say more about that in a moment. We also highly recommend each participant also keep that 14-day health screening form prior to their arrival as well. This way, if something goes wrong on the testing company's end, we have the needed backup to allow you to attend. Please note, we are not giving participants the choice between a 14-day health screening log or a negative PCR test. Participants that receive the test from the company and choose not to take it or fail to return it to Diligent on time will not be able to participate in the event that they have signed up for. A negative PCR test is the best practice for ensuring the safety for everyone, and that's why it's required. So how does the testing work? All those registered for a Massanutten event will be contacted by Diligent Urgent Care to make a telemedicine appointment. Appointments last an average of about 5 minutes. At that appointment, a healthcare professional will ask some screening questions and write a prescription for a PCR test and for a rapid antigen test that will be administered when the participant arrives at Massanutten Springs. The PCR test will be shipped to your home. Administer the nasal swab to yourself or your child per the instructions given. Pack it in the appropriate container. Ship it back. Results of tests should be available through their online portal within 24 to 48 hours of their arrival back at the lab. Cost for testing is billed to your insurance. In the case of those who may be uninsured, the cost will be billed to the government through funding set aside in the CARES Act. There should be no direct cost for Massanutten participants for testing.